All right. Good morning. Fine. Attendance, I'll take somewhere in the middle of the session till I think we have the class till 1:30. Okay. But let's focus on what we are here to learn. For your kind information, in the last session, we tried to learn about offer and acceptance and many important concepts we try to learn about what should be the offer and what should be the acceptance. While learning the acceptance, we tried that mere silence is not acceptance. That already we learned in Become, but again I want to tell you the meaning of silence means it doesn't mean not to speak. It simply means not to communicate. That's I would say the most appropriate answer. But what's my observation is while learning these concepts, offer acceptance, the labs, the conditions, the essential elements, students are a bit comfortable. But as soon as they come to the concept of communication of the offer, I have seen they get confused. We have the two concepts, communication of offer, and second one is communication of acceptance. Right? These two we have. Now, do you know what? Before you start learning anything like in the law, you have to learn first what kinds of assumptions we need to understand first. What kinds of assumptions? Okay, tell me one thing. Offer is a process or it is an object? Tell me one thing. Okay, what do you mean by process? Look, generally when I speak about the term process, we have the three important elements. It has the start point, it has transit, and it has endpoint. So input, processing and output like this what you might have been explained during your computer science if I'm not wrong. So my simple question to you is like if I just wrote a letter that I would like to sell my car at 25 lakhs. Look, please, first of all, try to understand why this communication today is important. Look, today we are in the era where quickly we can just call someone, we can offer, we can just send WhatsApp. But in older days, guys, this telephonic equipments were not that much easily available, and if it were, they were very expensive. Yes, and connection in the network was not broadly connected to everyone. So only means to offer an acceptance was only the letters, write a letter and all that. So why this question becomes important? Suppose in exam I say that this is the 1st January 2024. I have dispatched the letter, transit. 1st January 2024. Suppose I have dispatched the letter, but it reaches to you somewhere around 7th January 2024, and you read the letter at 10th January 2024. Look, in this example, I have provided three different dates here. First, date of dispatch, date of receipt, and date when actually you realize that okay, offer has come. This is the date of knowledge actually. Comparatively, when you compare all these three guys, which date would be completed as the completion of offer? Come on. This is what only the question I want to ask before I go to others. Which date offer would be considered as concluded? Offer concluded. I'm not saying the agreement concluded. Come on, you have this three dates. Assume the same question I would ask in your CA foundation or become for the 2 marks as MCQ. What would be your choice? So before I go, you have to understand that offer is not an object. Because if it could be an object, offer would be considered as soon as I dispatch. Yes or no? Offer is a process, guys. Acceptance is a process. You understand that it has one start point, it has one transit, it has one end point. I can say the offer was initiated as on 1st January 2024. I can also say that offer was reached to the offeree as on 7th January 2024. But my dear students, if you just read the law, it simply says it gets completed as soon as the person comes to know about that. If I just wrote a letter, but if you have not read it, offers communication is not completed yet. Because you tell me one thing. What is the only purpose for every communication? I'm asking you. Just to sending things or just to make you known, just to make you known about what I want to convey. What's actually the goal of any communication? You are explained very well during your schools. Tell me. Just receipt is important or just the knowledge is important? So please try to understand. If I tell you one question today in this exam, like in this entire example, when the communication of the offer gets completed, the answer is supposed to be the date when you come to know about the offer. What should be the answer? Yeah, so among these three guys, you tell me which date implies the completion. The answer to that question is 10th January 2024. Why this communication is important? Because you try to understand. As soon as offer gets accepted, it forms the legal obligation. Do you agree with me? And both the parties are under certain legal burdens to comply certain things. And that's why this transit, this process of offer and acceptance becomes very sensitive precisely during the olden days. Why today if we have any doubt we just ask the phone and we ask. But what about those days where phone was not that much easily available? I hope I'm clear. So during those days, these communication creates certain problem. I have one complex problem. Let's try to solve this, guys. 1st January 2024, the offer is initiated. It is reached on 7th January 2024. But suddenly I realized that I found a better customer. I found what? Better customer. So I wrote a letter as of 8th January 2024 to withdraw my offer. Listen to my words. To withdraw my offer. I initiated, I want to take my offer back. But this withdrawal is known as revocation. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Revocation of the offer. So 1st January I initiated, 7th January it is reached, but before you could have understood the things now, I just revoked my offer by sending revocation of the offer. But what happened is you accepted the offer as an 11th January. This is the date of acceptance. You accepted. Tell me guys whether contract is formed or not formed. This is the complex situation. Lot of dates. I know you are confused, but please be confused. That's what I want. It's a starting point. On the 8th you dispatched. When did he receive? When did he receive? Okay. Adi.
Does the revocation come to the knowledge of the receiver before the acceptance?
Please, this sensitivity you have to understand. You know what? Our general mindset is we just look at this, sir. Acceptance happened at 11th, but already you withdrew your offer, no? As an 8th. So let me tell you, there's a principle in the law of contract that offer can be withdrawn, can be revoked at any point of time before it gets accepted. And once the acceptance has been done, guys, offerer cannot withdraw the offer and is bound to. Bound to. So do you know what? Two dates are very, very important. The first, the date of acceptance. You tell me in this example, what is the date of acceptance? 10th you read, 11th you decided that I want to go. Now, if you want to treat this offer as revoked, as what? We have to just prove one thing to the court, that offer had been revoked before it got accepted. And I know what are the arguments, right? What are the arguments? Aditya, you are busy somewhere? You are why? किसी खास का मैसेज लगता है पक्का आज वैसे भी संडे है
So the divorce letter should reach him before the acceptance.
that's I have not told you yet. So I'm just creating the confusion. What generally lawyers are thinking of. So what the people are thinking, acceptance had been done on 11th, but revocation has been done on what? So sir, already the offerer has withdrawn his offer before he could accept it, and therefore offer is cancelled, no offer, no acceptance, no contract. In this entire class, Lakshmi, she is the one who identified it. Adi has also a little bit, I would say, close to the answer. Both of these two, they have identified the problem. Because you understand, if offer is a process, then revocation is also what? Process. These are not two objects. So revocation cannot be considered as revocation until it completes. So that's why it has a start point as well as the end point. I hope you can understand this. It has a start point as well as the end point. Revocation initiation is not important. Once you have initiated, it must have to come in the knowledge of offeree. That means the acceptor here. Make sense or not? So now one data is missing in this entire calculation. Can you tell me what data is missing? There are the two data. There are the two data. When it is received by the offeree, what Lakshmi has correctly pointed. And second, what is missing is when he came to know about this. As soon as he comes to know about the withdrawal becomes effective. So my dear students, whenever we are solving this kinds of questions, trust me, if I really want the students to cry in the exam, this is one of the favorite topics I would ask. Can you see the complexity? Because first thing what you need to realize is the decisions are based on the completion of the process and not based on the initiation of the process. Please try to understand. I hope I'm clear. So, okay. Now, what if I give you the two important data? 8th January 2024, the letter is dispatched about what revocation. But this letter, which is as on 10th January, as on which? But he reads as on 12th January. He reads, but this data is very, very important. He reads this as on 12th. So my dear student, you tell me, when the revocation comes to the knowledge and date of acceptance, what happened first? Acceptance. So can I say before the revocation could be effective, the acceptance had been made, but a contract ho gaya. Contract has been made. That means in this entire case that revocation becomes ineffective. Ineffective, and already one-sided legal obligations are determined. So in the code, you will just prove one thing. Come on guys, speak with me. First of all, the principle number one, what the law is trying to say. Principle number one, what the law is trying to say. The first one is that once the offer is initiated, it can be revoked at any point of time before it gets accepted. But when I say the date of acceptance or date of revocation, as being student, आपको ये नहीं सोचना है कि when it was dispatched. You have to learn भाई कब effective बनता है. और इफेक्टिवनेस के एक प्रोसेस है. व्हाट इज दैट प्रोसेस गाइस? Date of acceptance, and when revocation comes to the knowledge. So this word comes to the knowledge becomes always the part of your study, guys. And do you know what? When you read the study material module or anything, they are not precisely talking about that. That's the matter where the students are damn confused. So guys, so far what we have learned the two concepts. चलो बेटा हमने दो questions पढ़े हैं. Actually तीन. When offer gets completed. So I have three. When offer is initiated, no. When offer reached, no. But when offer comes to the knowledge of the offeree, entire communication gets completed. So knowledge word in this communication is very, very important. My question number two is, if I go with the revocation, again guys, when revocation becomes completed, first initiated, no. Received, no. When revocation comes to the knowledge. And now here we have the chase. If acceptance was already done before it gets revoked, you are in the legal bond, guys. You are in the legal bond. But trust me, I want to salute the judges who were solving these kinds of cases. Because just imagine during the olden days, somewhere in the 1880 or 1890 around, that era was, I would say, vintage, isn't it? What if some fellow has just wrote and I would say the offer from Kanyakumari reaches to Jammu and Kashmir? It takes almost around 10 to 15 days to just to reach. And meantime, let's say within 7 to 8 days, like some other fellow who is giving me a better price, if I want to sell to him, and what if I have already made a contract? So please try to understand, I already dispatched the letter of the offer. It will reach you after 15 days. Meantime, after 3 to 4 days, I found a better price and I sold the same goods to him. And what if he has also accepted? Please try to understand. I am liable to him. तो बड़ा ध्यान रखना एक बार, किसी को प्रपोज करने से पहले 1000 बार सोचना. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में आप समझ रहे हो मेरी बात को? इस बार ना लॉ ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में प्रपोजल के अलग मायने हैं. बिकॉज एज सून एज प्रपोजल गॉट accepted, guys, later on if you have done something what was expected in the offer, my dear students, if you have not done what was expected in the offer, it's considered as a breach of agreement, breach of contract. Make sense or not? All right. So far whatever I would say the calculations, but all the fundamentals are clear.
So the rule is one principle is that offer can be revoked anytime before acceptance.
Before it gets accepted.
Yeah, see, what is the second principle?
Second principle is that offer is a process. It gets completed as soon as it comes to the knowledge of the offeree. Third principle, revocation of offer. Again, it becomes effective once it comes to the knowledge of offeree. But if acceptance had been done before, it becomes effective. You are in the contract, guys. Give is on. Got it. But I would say today, you know what I feel that what I'm teaching is obsolete, out of fashion. Because today, oh my God, if you want to contact to USA, you have just one small gadget, yeah. WhatsApp, no charges. In fact, we professionals, we have sometimes have a doubt that our phones are getting tapped by the government because some sensitive conversation with the clients and the income tax officers. We use WhatsApp for the conversation because they have access to our main phone calls, but they don't have access to the WhatsApp recordings. Oh my God, hope you understand. और ये भी रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है. ठीक है, आप अपने तक ही रखिए. Am I clear? तो we have to, come on, I have to admit guys, तो ये होता है. So today we have this wonderful facility called the WhatsApp, the messenger, the communication, darknet. What we don't have, lot of facilities. So today what I'm teaching, like these days that still it is in the law. I'm not denying to the fact, but practical implications little. If we have any confusion, we just call. Why? What happened? Have you accepted the offer or not? Practically, I'm telling you. Am I clear? But fine, we are here to just crack the exam, so we have to go accordingly. If you think that communication of the offer and acceptance is over, no guys. So far what I have explained is just this part. That part is pending, guys. Yesterday I told you one thing about Adi, who was, I think, selected in that university department dean case. अगर आपको पता हो तो, और बेचारे के साथ फिर धोखा हो गया था. समझने की कोशिश करो. One principle we learned: acceptance does not effective, doesn't become effective until you communicate. You communicate. So guys, acceptance is also a process. I hope you understand it. Now here we have two questions. Now effectiveness of the acceptance has the two parts. It's a very sensitive topic. Ritesh, doubt बड़ा संभाल कर रखना. मैं आ रहा हूँ उसमें. अच्छा पूछ लीजिए कि वही मैं आ रहा हूँ. वही मैं आ रहा हूँ. Now here we have to understand about the right to withdraw. क्या लिखना है? बेटा ये एक ऐसा मेरा मैकेनिज्म है जो मैंने डेवलप किया है टू एक्सप्लेन दिस पॉइंट. ये आपको किताब में नहीं मिलेगा. राइट टू विड्रॉ, बेटा इसी चीज को आपके बुक में लिखा है रिवोकेशन ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस. बेटा you know what, if you go with the technical terms, I don't think so that you will be able to grasp it. That's why I have little bit simplified with my own words. I hope I'm clear. So understanding the simplified words but put in the technical words. So let's understand the technical words through the simplified words. I hope I'm clear. तो आइए इस मैकेनिज्म को पढ़ते हैं जिसको बोलता है राइट टू विड्रॉ. बच्चे यहाँ पे बहुत कंफ्यूज होते हैं, बहुत कंफ्यूज होते हैं. But how many parties are there in the acceptance? Parties I'm talking about. Two parties. Can you name those parties? Okay. First is offerer, and the second one is the offeree. Another name of offeree is nothing but acceptor. Exactly. वो acceptor ही माना जाएगा यहाँ पर. So we have the two rights. Acceptance once made. Who has the right to withdraw? That we have to understand. Offerer's right to withdraw. Acceptance of the acceptor. Please try to understand. And second is, my dear students, offering. Acceptor's right to withdraw the acceptance made by the acceptor. I hope this complexity is clear. Again, I want to repeat, guys. Offerer's right to withdraw what? Acceptance made by acceptor. So my dear student, the simple question is, do you have any influence on the acceptor's decision? That's my point. Offerer's right to withdraw acceptance made by himself. These 2 points हमको पढ़ना है. Guys, इन दोनों को अगर आप डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पाए तो ये टॉपिक भूल ही जाना. और इसमें से क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आई है, बच्चे रोए हुए हैं. I have an argument here. In this example, you tell me one thing. When the acceptance was made, 11th January 2024. Assume on 11th January 2024, he just dispatched the letter. But this letter reached to offerer as on 15th January. Now there's a clash between, look, this is the letter of acceptance received by offerer. Please, ये जो sensitivity है उसको ध्यान रखना. Now he reads the same letter as on next day, 16th January 2024. So one more data, two more data are you added to this complexity. Data number 1, when he received the acceptance, when he comes to know about the acceptance of the acceptor. These two data are clear. But I am talking about when my revocation became effective. अरे यही तो है ना. As soon as it comes in the knowledge of the acceptor, आपकी revocation effective हो गई. But try to understand now the confusion among the students. ये आप एक ही चीज से समझ सकते हो जब आप प्रोसेस के हर एक डॉट को समझ लो. आप समझ लो, 3 चीजें समझनी है हर चीज में. चाहे वो ऑफर हो, whether it is revocation or whether it is acceptance. End point, receipt point, when came to know. Revocation, when was initiated, when received, when came to know. Your acceptance, when was initiated, when was received, and when came to know. Guys, if you are not clear with this three information, in short 3 into 3 comes to how many? 9 data. Don't dare to touch this topic, which are current लगेगा आपको, shock लग जाएगा उसमें. Now let me tell you my argument here. Argument. As being offered, देखो, acceptance की argument क्या होगी? I accepted as on what date? Come on. But acceptance got completed on what date? But is this clear? Acceptance was initiated as on 11th, but completes as on 16th. But revocation already completed on 12th. So for the offerer, what is acceptance? I hope you understand it. There are two questions. What is acceptance for the offerer? There are two questions. ये दो क्वेश्चन बनता है बच्चा, और बच्चे यहाँ पे ही कंफ्यूज होता है. आपने पढ़ा था गाइस, एक्सेप्टेंस अगेंस्ट द ऑफरर और एक्सेप्टेंस अगेंस्ट द एक्सेप्टर. ये दो वर्ड्स जिन्होंने भी जूट में अटेम्प्ट दिया होगा, ये दो पॉइंट आने चाहिए. आई थिंक बीच बीच कहाँ पे लिखा था? तूने पढ़ा होगा, पढ़ा था ऐसे. अगेंस्ट वर्ड आता है, एक वर्ड अगेंस्ट. अच्छा नहीं दिया. पढ़ते टाइम में व्हाइल यू वुड हैव रेड गाइस, लक्ष्मी याद है ऐसे कुछ, अगेंस्ट द ऑफरर अगेंस्ट द एक्सेप्टर, ये दो वर्ड्स आते हैं. तो definition here for the offerer, what is acceptance? So guys, first time in the history I want to tell you, acceptance has the two colors. यहाँ पर एक simple definition नहीं है. तो guys, पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है in the communication, acceptance has the two meanings. For the offerer it is different, and for the acceptor it is different. I hope I'm clear. So in short, I'm asking you the question: as soon as the offerer is concerned, what is the date of acceptance for him? And if I speak about the acceptor, what is acceptance? Trust me, my dear student. अगर ये सिर्फ प्रॉब्लम समझ में आ गई ना आप लोगों को, you want the better. Oh my God. Forget about the answer, guys. Is this clear? One principle today I want to tell you in this class, as far as the acceptance is concerned. For the offerer it is different. For the acceptor it is different. So please try to understand. Date of acceptance, if it is asked in exam, you have to answer in the two contexts. In the context of offerer, answer will be different. In the context of acceptor, answer will be different, my dear students. I hope I'm clear. तो आपको ये देखना है कि भाई किसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ये पूछा गया है. Because look, I'm telling you one thing. What is the offerer's argument here? Offerer ये कहेगा, अरे acceptance was made on 11th. But communicated on 16th. But my revocation became effective on 12th. So before the acceptance could get completed, revocation was communicated. Are you sure? So in this way, the revocation had the first date, acceptance had the subsequent date. So revocation happened before the acceptance. So my offer already revoked, and you accepted after then. Therefore, it's not a contract. That's what only my question is: this logic correct or not correct?
No, sir.
तो आइए बेटा इसी कहानी में आदि wants to say something.
So, if you have already accepted before revocation, it means that the contract has been made. So, if you're
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तभी होता है जब एक्सेप्टेंस कंप्लीट होता है. हाँ समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? मैंने बोला कम्युनिकेशन इज कंपल्सरी. Communication is? Come on, tell me. Communication is compulsory. और यहीं से ही बच्चा एक गेम शुरू होता है बेटा. अब आइए मैं आपको बताता हूँ सीक्रेट ऑफ दिस एंटायर थिंग्स. असली रियल आंसर. बट बिफोर आई गो गाइस, हैव यू अंडरस्टूड द कंफ्यूजन टिल दिस? ओके, नाउ आई एम गिविंग द क्यू.
सर राइट टू विथड्रॉ जो आपने बोला रेवोकेशन ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस रेवोकेशन, उसमें भी दो पार्ट्स हैं. एक है ऑफर साइड टू विथड्रॉ एक्सेप्टेंस मेड बाय ऑफरी,
मेड बाय ऑफरिंग, और दूसरा मेड बाय ऑफर.
और दूसरा वाला पॉइंट क्या है?
मेड बाय ऑफर.
मेड बाय ऑफर. ऑफर राइट टू विथड्रॉ ऑफर मेड बाय ऑफरी.
समझाता हूँ, समझो क्या है कि बीच में अगर कूदोगे तो थोड़ा तकलीफ होगा। लेट मी कंप्लीट द प्रोसेस, ठीक है। सो लॉ ने ये कहा, ओके, वन थिंग इज क्लियर, फॉर ऑफरर डेट ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस विल बी डिफरेंट एंड फॉर द ऑफरी डेट ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस इज, so please try to understand, as far as the offerer is concerned, for him date of acceptance will be the date when it is actually accepted, when it is. So you tell me, if I take this data into my answer, for the offerer, date of acceptance is the actually accepted date. You tell me this entire data, which was the date when acceptance was made?
11.
Actual date of acceptance
11.
means when you dispatch the letter, I'm telling you. 11th ना भाई, इसी डेट को तो आपने acceptance किया है।
11.
अरे आया ना? So 11th January 2024, that will become the date of acceptance for the offerer. Now what does it mean? इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? As soon as the offer got accepted, as soon as offerer's right to revoke that acceptance gets cancelled. मैं कहूँ revoke of the acceptance is nothing but offer only. अरे बोलो मेरे भाई. So my dear students, what am I trying to say? That once the things got accepted, offerer loses the right to revoke that. तो ऑफरर उसको कैंसिल नहीं कर सकता. What am I trying to say? As far as the offerer is concerned, what is the date of contract for him? January 2024. What is the date of legal impositions for him? 11 January 2024. That his right of withdrawal is cancelled. So later on he cannot withdraw his offer, he cannot challenge the acceptance. That's what only the things I want to tell you. So offerer cannot challenge the acceptance and the offer after 11th. Whatever he wanted to, he could have done before 11th. Am I clear? So my dear student, if you wanted to withdraw, the withdrawal is supposed to be reached and comes to the knowledge before what time? Before what time? 11th. So instead of, you see, he dispatched the letter of revocation on 8th. Instead of that, my dear student, if you would have made on 2nd and reached as on 9th and comes to knowledge on 9th, and even though he knows the offer has been withdrawn on 9th, he accepts on 11th, that acceptance is invalid. Why? Your right is active only before it gets accepted. क्या मेरी बात समझ में आई? In short, I'm trying to say, what if the acceptor, this is some come to you. If acceptor has already come to know about the withdrawal before this date, then his acceptance does not have any value because offer has already been withdrawn. But my dear students, if he comes to know after 11th, my dear students, offer already loses the right to revoke anything. For the offerer, any right of withdrawal is suspended. And he is already in the legal position. Now, Ritesh.
Sir, like in this scenario, if the offerer he doesn't acknowledge that it was 11th, this case goes to the court, and he argues that I did not receive the acceptance till 16th, right? He read it on 16th. So his argument is he comes to know about the acceptance on 16th.
वंडरफुल डाउट बच्चा. शायद मेरे 14 साल के करियर में ये डाउट पूछने की किसी ने हिम्मत नहीं की बच्चा. तालियां बनती है बच्चा. I want to tell you what he actually wants to ask. उसका ये सिंपल कहना है कि मैंने एक्सेप्ट किया, कम्युनिकेट नहीं किया, तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा या नहीं होगा. यही उसका एक सिंपल व्यू, जहां तक मुझे पता. समझो मेरे भाई, एक्सेप्टेंस को कंप्लीट होना है. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? और कंप्लीशन कब होगा? आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड. As soon as you accept it, you are in the legal position. But until and unless that communication got completed, your contract doesn't come to, I would say, effective or enforceable. In short, एक मैं आपको कहानी सुनाता हूँ बच्चा, ध्यान रखिएगा. In order to complete the contract, communication of acceptance is equally important. I hope I'm clear. But for whom? That you have to understand. That you have to understand. As soon as offer got accepted, obligations of offerer started. Obligations of offerer started. Obligations of offerer started. But acceptance obligation starts once communication of the acceptance completes. एक काम करते हैं बेटा, उससे पहले ये जो मैं पढ़ाना चाहता हूँ पढ़ा दूँ, उसके बाद रितेश का डाउट कुछ समझ में आएगा आपको, वरना मैं तो समझ ही रहा हूँ, आप नहीं समझ पाओगे. So better I think I should tell you. So okay, have you understood one thing? As far as the offerer's legal obligations are concerned, he is considered to be part of contract as soon as the offer is accepted. And here the date is what? But guys, what about the acceptor? When his legal obligations stop? Because he just accepts but doesn't communicate. We don't get any benefit in the contract. I hope I'm clear. That's all. So my dear student, if I talk about the acceptor, for the acceptor, acceptance completes not on this date, but the date when offerer comes to know about the acceptance. So on 11th guys, आपने letter dispatch किया acceptance का, when does it reach? 16th. So if I tell you for the against the acceptor, when acceptance gets completed, answer to that question is when offerer comes to know about it. Offerer comes to know about it. That means here the date is 16th January 2024. I know some of you will be thinking it's too complex. Take examples से समझाओ. Let's try to solve now one of the CA foundation question. Are you clear? चलो एक कहानी सुनते हैं. वही आदि वाला एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं जो कल वाला लिया था. हमारे पास डेज भी है. तो we have one party called Christ University, which has advertised in the newspaper that they want the dean of the department. Guys, what is the legal status of this advertisement? Answer is invitation to offer. All right, Mr. Adi, he is the man who applied for this post. Application by Mr. Adi. What is the legal status of application? Can I say it's an offer made by Adi to Christ University? And Christ University in the Board of Trustees accepted that. Now understand these things with the dates. But yesterday's case I have taken. Yes or no? Guys, try to understand date of advertisement is assumed here of 1st January 2024. Date of advertisement. Offer made by Adi, application date is somewhere around 3rd January 2024. This offer reaches to Christ University as on 6th January 2024. Board of Trustees accepted this application as on 10th January 2024 and communicated the letter of acceptance. That's called the appointment letter. Appointment letter, why it is compulsory? Because that shows the acceptance. Yes or no? Letter of acceptance was posted as on 11th January 2024. It is still in transit. And suddenly universities changed the decision. अब बड़ा ध्यान रखना. And therefore, on 12th January, he posted another letter. That is the letter of revocation of the acceptance. Already they have posted the letter of acceptance. The congratulations, Mr. Adi, you are hired as what? The dean of the department. Your salary will be 3 lakhs rupees per month. Total package is 26 lakhs. इतना PF कटेगा, blah blah blah. वो सब होता है. So CTC. But suddenly they have changed the decision. Suddenly they have changed the decision, and therefore on 12th January 2024 they posted another letter. अब बेटा समझो ये है letter of acceptance, and this is the letter of revocation of acceptance. If I ask you a question that which date, देखो मेरे दो questions हैं इसमें, but is till this entire question is clear. My question number one: after which date Adi cannot withdraw his offer? Adi cannot withdraw his offer. चलो आंसर दो इसका. किस डेट के बाद आदि अपनी ऑफर विड्रॉ नहीं कर सकता? So once the things is accepted, he can't withdraw his. So for Adi, who is the offerer, according to this calculation, you tell me which date is the date of acceptance for him? 10th January, because this is the date when he was decided. So after 10th January 2024, he cannot withdraw his offer. But ये point समझ में आया आप लोगों को? फिर हम क्या कहना चाहते हैं? Yes or no? But my question to you, as far as the withdrawal of acceptance is concerned, which date after university cannot withdraw the acceptance? फिर वो acceptor है. तो my dear student, अब आप बताओ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हुआ या नहीं हुआ? मुझे नहीं पता, बस अगर इतना समझ गए ना भाई, लाइफ सेट है. ये सीए फाउंडेशन की क्वेश्चन है. How many of you already tried to study this kinds of the two letters? देखो आपने जब really पढ़ा होगा, so you might have seen this question somewhere in June attempt that two letters are sent simultaneously and they are racing each other. Letter of acceptance and letter of revocation. Both are in transit now. Both are racing each other, isn't it? Now, my dear student, my simple question to you is, for the Christ University, when it becomes burden, when it doesn't become burden, my dear student, simple. तो acceptance complete कब माना जाएगा? और इस केस में whether offerer can claim the remedies or cannot claim the remedy, the contract is made or not made, what will happen? Or in short, I just want to ask you one question: whether acceptance is withdrawn or not withdrawn? Acceptance is revoked or not revoked? Exactly, my dear student, एक data missing है. कौन सा data missing है? Guys, जानते हो उसका आंसर क्या है? इसका आंसर हिलेरियस आंसर है, आज तक का सबसे बेहतरीन आंसर है. Guys, how many letters are in transit? Two. But still, for the acceptor, communication of acceptance completed not on the date of dispatch, but the date when offer comes to offer. So now there are two communications going simultaneously. So as far as for the acceptor means Christ University in this example, when it will be completed acceptance, offerer comes to know, or when revocation of the acceptance gets completed, again the answer is when offerer comes to know. But the problem is guys, both अभी रेस में है. God knows पहला कौन सा आएगा. पर जानते हो इसका आंसर क्या है? इसका आंसर ये है कि which letter he reads first. Exactly. इसका आंसर क्या है? Which letter? Riches की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. नहीं. Don't make that mistake. Which letter he reads first? Based on that, guys, university's responsibility will be determined. कितना मतलब आप समझो यार, माइक्रो लेवल का. Assume letter of revocation is reached later and acceptance letter reached first, but he opens the revocation first accidentally and comes to know that he had the acceptance and withdrawn, and later on the acceptance letter reaches that the letter of acceptance doesn't have any legal validity. Why? Already revocation has been acknowledged to you, my dear students. Make sense or not? But my dear student, अब जरा सोचो, what if he just tears of letter of acceptance first? आदि पढ़ रहा है, dean of the department, मैं dean बन गया. दूसरे ही पर पोस्ट में आता है, आदि जी, हाँ, लेटर किस बात का? यूनिवर्सिटी स्टैंड। आदि थिंग्स, अच्छा मेरा सैलरी बढ़ाया होगा। He opens it up. Nobody finds revocation. And now he felt as hurt. Why? ये थोड़ी मजाक है, एक पल में बोल रहे हो एक्सेप्ट हो गया, दूसरे पल में बोल रहे हो नहीं एक्सेप्ट हुआ। एंड ही फाइल्स द केस ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटी, माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, वेदर यूनिवर्सिटी इज लायबल और नॉट। हमको फॉर्मूला के साथ समझना है। As far as the acceptor is concerned, when the acceptance gets completed for him, when offerer comes to the knowledge. So my dear student, acceptor comes to know first, he has come to know first. Can I say for the university acceptance is completed? So guys, as second letter, the letter of revocation doesn't have any legal value because contract has already been accepted for the acceptor. So both the parties are in the legal bond. Adi definitely can file the case in my second example. But what is the letter of revocation? He reads first then to revoke. Then he doesn't have right to, I would say. So look, what in nutshell we are trying to say. In case, guys, you are dispatching the letter of revocation of the acceptance after the letter of acceptance. In that case, whether contract is made or not, acceptance is completed or not for the acceptor, that will be decided based on which letter comes to the knowledge of the offerer first. Is this principle clear? अरे पागल लिखे रहे ना, क्लास में मजा आएगा, घर पे जाके भूल जाओगे आप लोग। एग्जाम्पल है ना बेटा। Pardon? When the letter of acceptance and the letter of revocation of the acceptance are dispatched together or simultaneously, whether for the acceptor, for what? Acceptor, whether acceptance is completed or not, that will be determined based on which letter comes to the knowledge of the offerer first. So if letter of acceptance comes to the knowledge first, acceptance. If letter of revocation of the acceptance comes to the knowledge first, revocation of the acceptance. So in the first case, it's a contract. Second case, not a contract. Now Adi, you're out. Yeah, complete. I want to tell you guys, you have learned one of the most complex calculation of the law of contract, guys. Or I think it feels, isn't it? You need to do it for at least twice or thrice just to get it clear. I think इस board में हुआ क्या? But I try to put it in systematically. Can I just request you? बेटा मुझे एक बात समझ में नहीं आई, guys. You like the notes? Board work matters, yes or no? Why did you take the photos? बेटा ये board work के photo आपको revision में ज़्यादा help मिलेगा. Because you can relate. अच्छा सबने ये किया था. By the way, you have the recordings, but sometimes due to technicality, recordings may not work also. I think 12th का पूरा जो अपना session था, वो record नहीं हुआ था. Due to certain technical errors.
So, what are some mistakes in the revocation letter first? But then, what if you go to court? What if you
Tell me the solution. What if it goes to?
what if it goes to court?
क्या हुआ? जल्दी. हाँ, it goes to the court
What
and
if it goes to court saying that he read the acceptance letter?
मतलब झूठ बोलता है, ऐसी कैसे बात है यार? How will you prove बेटा? ये अगर बहुत सेंसिटिव मैटर है, लाइट डिटेक्शन टेस्ट आप मंगवा सकते हो. सीसीटीवी कैमरा में अगर लेटर आइडेंटिफाइड, अगर आइडेंटिफाइबल नहीं है तो आर्ग्यू करते रहो भाई, कुछ नहीं होगा. देखो मैं एक बात समझो बेटा, अगर झूठ बोलते हो और झूठ प्रूव हो गया तो आप गए, अगर नहीं प्रूव और कोर्ट ने मान लिया, तो एक बात जिंदगी की याद रखो आज, कोर्ट की, कोर्ट डोंट केयर व्हाट्स द रियलिटी, इट केयर्स व्हाट्स प्रेजेंटेड इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. I want to tell you about one celebrity, my dear students. He had a breakup with his girlfriend. She was also actually movie celebrity, but he couldn't tolerate. How can my girlfriend go to somebody else? He was badly drunk at that night. He lost the control over his car in Mumbai and जो फुटपाथ पे बंदे सोए थे ना बेटा, उसके ऊपर गाड़ी चला दी, बंदे मर गए. बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट आया बेटा, हिलेरियस था. What got proved at the end of the day? Owner of the car was not driving the car. Driver of the owner was also not driving the car. Therefore, owner of the car, who is a celebrity, he is not guilty. जा भाई तो घर जा, मूवी बना, कोई बात नहीं. It is instructed to police find the real culprit. पुलिस बोला तेरे सामने खड़ा है भाई. इट डजेंट मैटर. आई थिंक समझ गए होंगे कौन है वो भाई साहब. ठीक है, भाई मानते हैं लोग उसे. आज भी बंदा मूवी बना रहा है यहाँ पे. दबंग 1 आया, 2 आया, ना जाने क्या क्या कर रहा है. अपनी इमेज ठीक करने के लिए बीइंग ह्यूमन खेलते रहता है. बात समझो. सॉरी, आई डोंट वांट टू लाइक पर्सनल टारगेट, बट on record I want to say it is hard to believe that that man hadn't done that. In fact, the other evidences were there which are avoided, ignored by the court. I want to tell you, and God knows why the government didn't file the case in Supreme Court. तो आप ये कहते हो कि मैंने ये किया, ये झूठ बोला, ये मर्डर किया. भाई साहब, आपने क्या किया कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. फर्क इतना पड़ता है कोर्ट क्या मानती है. अगर आपके झूठ को कोर्ट ने सच माना, आपका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है. लेकिन अगर झूठ पकड़ गया और कोर्ट नहीं बिलीव किया, मान लो कि आपने लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस ही सच में पहले पढ़ा था और कोर्ट नहीं मानती, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं, नो कॉम्प्रोमाइज. तो गाइस, इट्स नॉट अ गेम ऑफ लॉ. आई थिंक अभी तक आपने लॉ समझा नहीं. इट्स अ गेम ऑफ कन्विंसिंग गाइस. आप समझे नहीं अभी तक. कोर्ट का जो पूरा खेल है, ड्रामा, इट्स नॉट अबाउट game of knowledge, it's not about game of, I would say, the information, how betterly you can convince the man who's sitting on the chair. This is the game, guys. If you're good in argument, if you can just win the trust of the judge by gaining his sympathy, even though you have zero knowledge of the law, game is yours. Make sense? Make sense? That's all. तो झूठ बोला ना, क्या होगा? ठीक है, क्या प्रूव होता है वो, बट कैसे प्रूव होगा? गाइस, जो चीज 10-10 साल के ट्रेनी नहीं सीख पाते, आपको 10 मिनट में सीखना है. अगर आपको सीखना है कि कैसे प्रूव करना है बेटा, एक अच्छी सी लॉ फॉर्म ज्वाइन कीजिए. ज्वाइन अ गुड लॉ फॉर्म. हैव द 2 years or 3 years at least over there. See how the lawyers are, what they are doing. Look, I want to tell you, I was actually listening to one of the speeches of lawyer Dwarka Dash. He's one of the best lawyers in Bombay Bar Council. So one day he was invited as being the senior advocate, and he was delivering the speech about his experience. And I think, yeah, the title was The Art of Advocacy. It is still available on the YouTube. So he just marked one statement, and at some day, if I found a time in BCom, I would play on projector also. Art of Advocacy. So he told one statement which I actually liked the most. It was that real efforts are not in the courtroom. In the courtroom, what we did is just the 10% of what we afforded. Your real efforts are actually happening in the cabins. Your research, evidences collections, arguments, framings. तो बड़ा असली खेल कोर्टरूम में नहीं होता. कहाँ होता है? आपके कैबिन में होता है. डिस्कशन, रिसर्च, एविडेंसेस, स्ट्रैटेजीज, कैसे काउंटर करना है. इनफैक्ट द प्रिडिक्शन, सामने वाला लॉयर क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट करेगा, व्हाट ही विल स्पीक, हाउ विल बी काउंटर. Guys, this all the debates don't happen at a time when you are in the courtroom, guys. For that you have to spend a lot of hours and hours in the cabin. So 90 to 95% efforts are just in the cabin. So how will you prove it, guys? It's art. But I have just one single evidence, like answer is evidences. But whenever I'm teaching, guys, I always take an assumption. What if it got proved? I think you didn't notice this thing, guys. Whenever I'm speaking something, you know what assumption I'm taking while teaching? What if this got proved? Then what shall be the treatment? We are learning that part. How that things will get proved, guys, that's a god. That angle, in fact, I cannot take in CA foundation. Why? Otherwise, just to explain one case, I may have to take hours and hours. Just forget about the topic. सिर्फ एक केस को पढ़ाने में मेरे को कम से कम 5-6 घंटे चल जाएंगे. This argument, then that counter, then this counter का ये counter हुआ. I hope you're understanding, and I don't think so. The time is permitting me for. I can play the drama. I don't have any problem, guys. Come on. और आपको पता भी नहीं बेटा, मैं I bet, guys, that when I start that game ना evidences के base पे, I make you believe One moment, this party is right. Second moment, no, no, this is not it. This is right. Third moment, no, this is not right. This is right. This is how the brain will just function like a football. कभी ये पार्टी सही है, कभी वो पार्टी सही है. नहीं नहीं सर, ये पार्टी सही है बस 8 मिनट के बाद. Literally that happens in the courtroom. No? चलो एक आपको छोटी सी एग्जांपल बताता हूँ आपको. राघव killed his wife. Who will win the case? Families of the wife, family members of the wife, और राघव. कौन जीतेगा केस? अभी इस केस में कौन जीतेगा? यहाँ तक जितना आर्ग्यूमेंट हुआ है, कौन जीतेगा? She got brutally murdered. I'm telling you, like 5 stabs back to back. Who will win? Generally, till this, कौन जीतेगा? Families of wife. But the lawyer of Raghav proved that he killed because, first of all, she stabbed twice at the back. My lord, वो back पूरा निकाला. देखो, there are 2 wounds. And just as a self-defense, he tried. अब कौन जीतेगा? अब कौन जीतेगा? अब ये argument, but my lord, if you see the forensic lab, the stabs are just 3 centimeter in, just like somebody is scratching by a blood. For that stabbing, like you see the 5 stabs in the stomach, they are approximately 6 inch deep. अब कोई आपको ऐसे स्क्रैच कर रहा है और आप 6 इंच के चाकू मार रहे हो, he could have defended by other means. Because law clearly believes, my lord, that self-defense is allowed with the reasonableness. If somebody slaps you, you cannot shoot him. That's not a self-defense. It's a crime. It should be reasonable. अब बताओ कौन जीतेगा? ये चीज होती है लॉ में. How to prove it? Do you really want me to discuss that part? It will create nothing but the confusion. तो I hope Adi you answered your query. ठीक है? जो अप्रूव होगा उस हिसाब से चलेंगे. यश राज.
एक केस वाइफ
She has a dagger. How she has used that you need to prove. And that's from do you know? Oh my God, law professor is a wonder. You how to research about the minute details. Minute समझ में आ रही है? How did she move? How did she move? She really wanted to actually kill you. Or she just cutting the vegetable और एक झगड़ा हो गया. उसने कहा क्या है इसके? And he said she had a dagger in her hand. अरे बट वो सब्जी काट रही थी भाई साहब. अब उसमें बेटा अटैक किया नहीं क्या वो भी मैटर करता. अटैक किया नहीं क्या? अगर लिटरली ऐसे किए एकदम फोर्स से, कभी कोई डरा नहीं करेगा, आप गोली नहीं मार सकते. हाँ समझ रहे हो? You have to prove the situation demanded that either मैं बचा तो वो मरेगी, वो बची तो मैं मरूंगा. Why court takes years and years to discuss this point? आपको ये कभी सवाल नहीं आया? ये आना चाहिए ना. बेटा वहाँ पे लॉ डिस्कस नहीं होता भाई साहब. आपको रियली यू थिंक लॉ तो बेटा छोटा बच्चा भी जान सकता है. मेरी क्लास अटेंड करो, लॉ तो आपको आ गया. दे आर डिस्कसिंग गाइस द सिचुएशंस टू प्रूव द सर्कमस्टेंसेस ऑफ दिस प्रोविजंस. यस आई होप यू गॉट दिस. लेकिन अगर मान ले तेरे को जान नहीं है, अगर उसने एक दो अटैक किया और एक में तो आपकी इतनी कोनी छिल गई, एकदम अंदर बेटा 2 इंच का घाव पड़ गया. लकीली बेटा वो ऐसे स्क्रैच हुआ, अंदर होता पूरा आर पार निकल जाता. यानी तू ए पागल क्या करेगा, छोड़ इसको. अरे हाथ आ गया तो मेरा गर्दन बच गया भाई साहब. ऐसे बचाने के लिए किया तो स्क्रैच हो गया. अगर ये ना होता सीधा इधर आता. आप समझ रहे हो? And I wanted to shoot at the below stomach part. Below stomach part, the probability of life is high. But गलती से गोली छाती पर लग गई, मर गई. तो इसमें मेरी कोई गलती नहीं. ये सेल्फ प्रोटेक्शन जो मेरा अधिकार है, जो मेरा अधिकार है. ऐसा केस हुआ था, मैं आपको बताऊँ, अभी हुआ था. Oh my God. बेटा पुलिस का मैं I was just listening to the statement. May I present with you? It's little bit disturbing with your permission. I was listening to the statement of the assistant commissioner of police, and The lawyers say that I have never seen the smart criminal like him. What happened? You might have heard, but if you follow the, I would say, current affairs or the newspaper, you might have heard. I think Delhi or some places, I don't remember exactly, that man killed the wife. Killed the wife. And in grinder, he crushes the organs of the wife. पूरा mixture में ऐसे सुना ही नहीं. How many of you have heard about this?
So I have news heard, but I don't know the news.
ग्राइंड में उस वाइफ के बॉडी ऑर्गन्स को पूरा मिक्स कर दिया, ग्राइंड कर दिया, एंड थ्रू हियर एंड देयर. And he kept a mint every day. He was mixing, grinding, and it's liquid now. And gutter में एक बार गया तो कैसे पुलिस ढूंढेगी उसको? If there's a bone, if there's some flashes, you can take it. But if it's literally grind in juice form में, how would the police get it? But you can't grind everything in this like at a time. So what did he cut the body into small pieces and kept in the freezer? Now someday, like when days passed, there was a bad thinking, that smell. So neighbor called the police. Police came, opened the lock, found that mixture, that grinding jars and the freezer, everything. Husband got arrested. He was damn smart. Oh my God. But आप जो बोल रहा हो, promise me you will not use this. आप कभी यूज मत करना किसी भी सिचुएशन में. पक्का? Promise? एलन कुछ और ही सोच रहा है. Okay, guys. Police arrested him. Police thought that he will not confess this, but उसने confess कर लिया. हाँ मैंने मारा है, हाँ मैंने बॉडी को चॉप किया. पुलिस सोची hey we won the battle. In the court, guys, उसकी आर्ग्यूमेंट देखो. Why did you kill? अरे she was my wife ना. She was my wife. We had a dispute. We had some small हाथापाई also. हाथापाई you understand? ऐसे खींचा खींचा. Accidentally, I pushed her, and her head got stuck to a table edge. Tuck. Before I could call someone, she died. So I didn't have any intention to kill my lord, but I had. Still, she got died. So it's just accident, my lord. पुलिस ऐसा सोच रही है. आप कहोगे सर समझ में नहीं आया, जेल तो जाएगा ना, बट आप समझो हाथापाई में एक्सीडेंट में वो मरा है. मतलब इंटेंशन से नहीं, ऐसे मर गया. 3 साल की सजा होती है उसमें. आपकी बॉडी को काट दिया, ये ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, ठीक है. Who is the witness? No one. Where are the evidences? No one. In fact, the edge of the table, but it is almost 15 to 20 days. उसने सब साफ कर दिया. Only one eyewitness is there, and that's the husband himself. कोर्ट के पास क्या रास्ता है बेटा उस टेस्टिमनी को बिलीव करने के अलावा? So you can punish him, cutting the body into pieces, and so my student, cutting the live person is a crime. Cutting the dead body is not a crime. No? Just imagine. I want to tell you guys, if police doesn't find the better evidence, that man will free to the society just after facing the imprisonment of the 3 years, guys. कानून एक खेल है. आप समझ में आ रहा है लोगों को? ट्रायल रूम्स, कोर्ट रूम एक खेल है.
Even though cutting the dead body is illegal, but still.
Fine, even though like if it hurts somebody's feeling, religious sentiment, something, you punish me. But religious doesn't mean the lifetime. Okay, extend my imprisonment by 6 months. I'm ready.
No, but it shows intention, right?
Where are the intentions?
Sir, he tried to dispose the body.
That's fine. Okay, that's a good question. Police ask a question. If you called, why didn't you call police and hospital? एक ही जब मैं डर गया था. मैं I thought that if police would come, they would find me as what? Culprit. That's why I did this. हाँ तो ठीक है. हर कोई यही करता. I'm telling you, बच्चा, you no matter you are the damn good lawyer in this country, guys. Intention अगर माइकल और प्रूव करके दिखा लो बच्चा. I know he will be punished. killing without intentions. He'll be punished, maybe brutally disposing the body. But you murder them. As far as the arguments what I heard from the lawyer, I'm telling you, उन्होंने सारा क्या दिमाग है यार उसका. So guys, in this case, if you are the smart lawyer, I have the remedy. How can you catch her? How can you कर सकते हो, फंसा सकते हो, बुरा फंसा सकते हो उसको. Guys, when the conclusive evidences are not available, police should investigate the circumstances because circumstantial evidences are enforceable at the law. Try to just see the history between the husband and wife. Ask the neighbors, उनके बीच में relation कैसा था. वो तो बोलेंगे ना आवाज आ रही थी. Whether in the past he ever tried to kill her, he give the threat or not. But all the circumstantial evidences will try to prove what just one word mentioned, which is nothing but act, I would say intention. So when guys यहाँ पे अगर उसको फंसाना है तो एक ही चीज़ से आपको फंसाना होगा. किस चीज़ से? उसका इंटेंशन प्रूव करो और उसके लिए आपको सर्कमस्टेंसेस को स्टडी करना होगा. एंड हियर द जॉब ऑफ प्राइवेट डिटेक्टिव कम्स टू द पिक्चर बिकॉज पुलिस इज डैम बिजी विथ दैट गवर्नमेंटल सिक्योरिटी. पॉलिटिशियन IPL हो रहा है, वहाँ पर सिक्योरिटी पे जाएगा बेचारा, उसके पास टाइम थोड़ी है कि इतने सेंसिटिव केस को वो करे. सो हियर द लॉयर्स आर लिटरली हैविंग द एसोसिएशन विद द प्राइवेट डिटेक्टिव्स. कैसे भी करके कुछ ऐसा ढूंढ के लाओ. आई होप आई एम क्लियर. आई होप आई एम क्लियर. अब आप कहेंगे सर प्रॉब्लम क्या है दूसरे केस में? समझो उसने बॉडी काट दी है, ग्राइंड कर दी है, पोस्टमार्टम ही नहीं हो सकता. आप समझ लिए? अगर पोस्टमार्टम होता तो गले में निशान, आप समझ रहे हो? साले का क्या दिमाग. सॉरी गॉड, माय रिकॉर्डिंग इज ऑन बट आई होप यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. उसने पोस्टमार्टम ही नहीं होने दिया. You know? First of all, proved that there were evidences. So fine, destruction of the evidence, go to 3 years jail, that's all. It's already going now. You can argue, court will not believe it. Court will not believe it. That argument is not that much up to the mark. Okay guys, I'm sorry I've taken your last 10 to 15 minutes. The reason is just to explain you just one of the dark truth about the law. Law is not perfect guys. And everything is just the excuses and excuses. So with these things, I would like to tell you that I have concluded whatever I wanted to talk about the offer and acceptance. Now I would like to move with some other, I would say, general topics. And this is in this general topics, I'm covering your objects, I'm covering your discharge, I'm covering your remedies also. I hope I'm clear. Free consent, I have already started in BCom. So trust me guys, in BCom I will teach as good as like what we are doing in this stage, and we will learn over there. Am I clear? So guys, let's go with the general topics, and after having learned some one or two topics, I will give you the break. Or you want to, because अभी तो मैं शुरू किया 1 घंटा भी नहीं हुआ, थोड़ा और बढ़ ले. 11 बजे ब्रेक दूंगा, चलेगा 10-15 मिनट्स का. Okay, then I'll stretch till 1:30 and then the session is over, right? So guys, let's go with some other contract at
Goes to court, sir.
huh? हाँ, अगर उसने एक्सेप्टेंस रिसीव ही नहीं किया, अब ये एक अच्छी बात है, ये एक अच्छी बात है, ये एक अच्छी बात है. एक सेकंड, हाँ वो डाउट शायद मैंने नहीं बताया आप लोगों को. रितेश का डाउट है, acceptor has just accepted but did not dispatch it. Did not guys, अगर dispatch कर दिया है, अगर dispatch कर दिया, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो गया. dispatch ही नहीं किया है तो अभी समझ लो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं हुआ है. because acceptance needs to be communicated. So communication is one of the essential elements in the completion of the, I would say, enforceability. So you just thought in my mind, okay, I have accepted. But if you are not telling the offerer, you are making an offense, guys. It is your mistake. It is your mistake, my dear students. So if you fail to communicate, offerer can definitely go for other. As far as the principle of natural justice is concerned, because I don't have the whole life to wait for your communication. Come on, guys. तो communication अगर आपने नहीं दिया, so for the acceptor, it is not acceptance. मेरी बात समझ रहे हो? If acceptor fail to communicate, this acceptance is not a valid acceptance for acceptor. Law will consider as good as you have not given the acceptance. अगर acceptance दिया ही नहीं, if acceptance is not given, contract cannot be. So please try to understand when guys offerer cannot go to others. Cannot go to others. When you communicated, but the communication takes time. I hope you are understanding. There are two things. You communicated but didn't reach. Contract is valid. But you have not communicated at all. Contract is not valid. But कितना समझ में आई बात? आई समझ में आई बात? समझ में आई बात? Again I will repeat. If you have communicated but it takes time to reach to the offerer, contract is valid or invalid? Valid. But you have not communicated at all. No acceptance. It's valid.
So we have to take efforts towards the communication. That's the condition for that.
That's also within reasonable time. You cannot communicate after 5 years. You cannot communicate after 5 years. तो वो तो reasonableness आने वाला है. दो मिनट ले लो अगर आपको लेना है तो उसके बाद हम मेरा एडमिशन. Okay, guys, I think I can start now. These are the main important topics what I would like to start in this class, from where they're asking damn deep questions. And first one is law of succession. I already done, so I will not repeat it, but I'm telling you. These are some good principles. Second is the specific performance. Next is the quantum merit. Quantum merit. Quantum merit you might have heard about, no? Quantum merit. Appropriation of payments joint promisors joint promises. Yeah, and direct and indirect damages, direct and indirect damages, along with, I would say, the legal treatment in court.
Direct and indirect treatment.
Damages.
No, the what is the treatment?
Treatment, huh? Legal treatment. What are the
Legal treatment of those.
yeah, this. Sh- Guys, once you complete these things, except the special contracts, I would say whatever I wanted to discuss. In the law of contract, this is the general contract part. I would say that would get over. Just tell me one thing: whether Kritika ma'am has shared any links to you, not about my, but those special contract links to you. Havasis links? No. Oh, yes. Okay, I'll just tell her to send those two links as soon as possible. Fine. So can I start my discussion now? सुनाए तो सुनाए उसके बारे में quantum merit. It's a MERUIT. MERUIT. Let me tell you, if you are right now referring to the study material where it is mentioned, that is mentioned. Okay. And one more point I just forgot to add. It's a breach of contract. Please. Shh. Breach of contract. And वहाँ पे point करना है. Time is essential. एक और डब्ल्यू डाल दो, उसको भी डिस्कस करेंगे. Contingent contract versus wagering agreements. Contingent contract versus wagering agreements. Yeah, that's fine. If you come to breaches, come to here 2.125. I think, yeah, 2.125. Yes. Page number 2.129, guys, you will find the word quantum merit. All right. Can you find that? So guys, this much we need to learn. शुरू करें बच्चों. I guess in this example, law of succession I have already completed. तो मुझे उसमें नहीं जाना है. ठीक है? Let me start with guys here first. Appropriation of payments. उसके बारे में शुरू करते हैं. But I make it 5 stars, most important topic for exam. Okay? For that we have to create the situation. The situation goes like this. Suppose Mr. A is a seller, Mr. B is a buyer. And there are several transactions between A and B. There are several transactions between A and B. The things goes like this. Suppose this is the bill number. Bill number, you understand, it's called the invoice number. ठीक है, बिल नंबर, इनवॉइस नंबर, एंड दिस इज द अमाउंट गाइस. Bill number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and 6. Assume the first bill actually initiated first, second was subsequent, and so on. So sequence wise, I have given the bill numbers. First amount is for, I would say, 3,50,000. Second is about 4,25,620. Third is about 6,30,960. Fourth one is 10,90,436. Fifth one is 12,40,300, and the last one is 13 lakhs. 13 lakhs. So tell me guys, if is the seller B, totally B is liable to pay how much? The sum and the total of all this. Are my question to you is, if B pays lump sum, now look guys, answer will change based on the amount what I am writing here. Lump sum here 10 lakhs. How this payment will be appropriated? Appropriated का मतलब वो adjusted लेना है. Against which bill this 10 lakhs will be adjusted? And you know what? I know when this question is there in exam, actually it is there. अभी 2 अटेम्प्ट पहले आया था और बच्चे चिल्ला गए थे यहाँ पर. हमारी एक फेवरेट बच्ची थी, बच्चा आई थॉट कि वो डैम सीए फाउंडेशन पास होगी, लॉ में फ्लंक हो गई. लॉ में मेरे सब्जेक्ट में उसको नहीं अच्छे मार्क्स आए, मेरे को बहुत बुरा लगा. What was the reason I want to tell you? That when she was damn good guys, she attempted all the classes. But when she read the paper, पहला question ही appropriation of payment का था. And she became confused. Confusion creates nervousness. Once you are nervous, खत्म बच्चा. अगर आप इतने भी कंफ्यूज हुए, नर्वस हुए, no matter how confused, let it be, but nervousness means your brain will not get the proper fuel. It will not function the way it's supposed to be. उसका पूरा पेपर मैसअप हो गया. And she showed me actually ICAI allows you to get your answer sheet. You know that. So she brought it. I read it. And she asked me, sir, what do you think on this? I had to say with very heavy heart, ICAI gave you more marks. ऐसे कौन लिखता है लॉ पेपर? उनको बेटा तेरे से एक्सपेक्टेड. तो सॉरी सर, मैं कंफ्यूज हो गई थी. आई वॉज कंफ्यूज्ड. Writing practice before attempting your attempt is must. Do you understand what I am saying? It is? It is must. MUST, the word I am using here. चलो बच्चों, 10 lakhs. I know what mistakes you are making here. Sir, first will be adjusted first. Second will be adjusted second. So 10 lakhs we have. So first of all, you adjust this 10 lakhs to 3.5. Yes or no? So balance कितना बचा? 10 lakhs minus 3.5 lakhs. So what's the balance here?
6 lakh 50.
6 lakh. So out of the 6 lakh 50, you just adjust is 4,25,620. So 650 minus 425. What's the balance now? Calculate.
74,380.
74.
380.
So this 74,380 you adjust with the third bill, and this is how, sir. So now something is still payable. I hope you understand. Because is this treatment correct or not? I don't want to tell you that what's the answer as of now. I just want you to understand the problem. No problem, no law. Simple सी बात है. Don't you think, guys, these things needs to be addressed by the law? So, guys, let's understand the law of appropriation of the payments. Appropriation of the payments. So, please try to understand law ने क्या कहा. So, there are several principles I want to give, guys. Principle number 1. अगर आपको लिखना लिखो, बुक में भी दिया होगा. Point number 1, my dear students, that if any lump sum amount is paid, adjust the amount on instruction of the debtor. Adjust the amount on instruction of the debtor. That means the seller does not have right to adjust the way he wants. He has to ask the customer, you tell me where to adjust this. So tell me, customer says you do one thing, this 10 lakhs you adjust with the sixth bill. This 10 lakhs you adjust with the sixth bill. So supplier or the seller is bound to adjust this against what? The sixth bill. So guys, principle number one, whose instruction will be followed? Are bolo? Buyer, or follow guys debtor's call. So debtor's choice matters here. Now many of you will be thinking, Are sir, what are you doing sir? If you make the sum of the six total now, come on tell me comes to how much? I'm giving the time.
Somebody 46 lakhs.
Someone, I want the exact number, please. You use your phone. तो फोन में क्या से होगा यार क्या कर लो I'm not good in that, so please.
So what is it? 12 lakh 90 made of it?
Which one? 960. This is 960.
No, 12 lakh 40.
12 lakh 40,300.
So 52 lakh 37,316.
So okay, total is coming what? 52 lakhs?
Yes,
52 lakhs? अरे पूरा बोलो भाई
42 lakhs 37,316. 316.
Everyone has the same number? Now why did I make you to have these things? Only reason is guys, please try to understand if this 10 lakhs were adjusting against any of the bills. Sir, the total balance at the end would remain same.
No, sir, it will be affected.
Pardon?
Only payment will attract interest rate.
That's fine. That's why I have raised this problem to your exam. Balance would be 42 lakhs 37,000 after adjusting this 10 lakhs. Yes or no? So, some students have this doubt that why, sir, we have to prioritize to whom, what, which bill we should take first. Guys, if these bills are not paid since last 3 years, can seller demand this?
No.
Deepak got it one. If these first two bills are not paid since last 3 years, whether seller has the right to claim that? No, but this become time barred debt. लीगल एक्शन का राइट चला जाएगा लल्ला भूल गए आप लोग और टाइम बाढ़ में ये पैसा गया अरे हाँ है ना तो ध्यान रखो बच्चा प्रायोरिटी ऑफ द पेमेंट्स अप्रोप्रिएशन ऑफ द पेमेंट्स एडजस्टमेंट ऑफ द पेमेंट्स attracts the legal obligations are yes or no it affects your legal rights also so please अगर देखो it may be a game because you few days back even you were not aware about the time bar debt. If the customer is very smart, damn smart, he will try to clear the fresh bills first. तो आपको क्या लगा अच्छा बंदा है पैसे तो भेज रहा है अबे पैसे नहीं लल्ला कौन सा बिल एडजस्ट हो रहा है वो इंपॉर्टेंट है आपको क्या लगेगा अरे पैसे तो आ रहे ना as soon as guys first 3 bills 3 years lapsed अब केस करके दिखाओ केस करके दिखाओ and if he doesn't pay my dear student already you lost the right to file the case in these 3 bills. In fact, even though you deserve these payments, but law will not help you in that. Time bar, and that's why this topic is damn important, guys. It's just not about the totality. Raghav has correctly said. These priorities are getting affected. Priorities are getting affected. And therefore, debtor's choice. Debtor's choice, that's the first right given to. So as being the seller, guys, what is your duty? If debtor smartly selecting the end points first and bills first, as soon as these 3 bills are getting close to expiring those 3 years, without fail go to court and file the complaint. आप मेरी बात समझ रहे हो? He said, sir, now you give us the payment. I understand. According to the law of contract, I have to honor your choice. अरे हाँ ना? अगर debtor ये कहता कि take the last one first, fine. But guys, if it is affecting your previous bills and he is not clearing this first, before 3 years gets expired, you go at the court and stop these debt from becoming the time bar debt. Guys, if once you file the complaint and the cases are going even for the 10 years, debt doesn't become time bar. It's called the disputed debt now. क्या बोलेंगे? Disputed debt.
कोर्ट में डेट जाता है उसमें।
अगर कोर्ट में केस कर दिया तो फिर वो टाइम बार्ड नहीं बन सकता। वो टाइम बार्ड क्योंकि लीगल एक्शन पहले ही इनिशिएट हो चुका है। पवन बेटा समझ में वाली बात है? Got it? Okay. What if my dear students data does not expressly say something? So my dear student law says go with the implied way. कहाँ पे जाओ? Implied way. Now here this is the point, but the students are confused. The implied way means what? Tell me, instead of 10 lakhs as he gives exactly this much payment, 9,90,436. This much payment he has made. Tell me guys, what are the intentions of the debtor by giving this thing? Even though he doesn't communicate, which bill he wants to adjust? Guys, he gives the exact number. So which bill he wants to adjust? Simple बच्चा, ये वाला bill है देखो. Here even the debtor doesn't communicate through the bills what intentions are appearing. That he wants to adjust the fourth one first. Yes or no? So guys, first is the express choice of the debtor. Second is the implied choice. But in both the cases, my dear students,
debtor's choice.
debtor's choice. क्या मेरी बात समझ में आ रही है? But what if the debtor doesn't give any communication? कुछ बोला नहीं, neither express communication nor कुछ बोला ही नहीं उसने, just 10 लाख दे दिए. He didn't tell that where to adjust, and let me tell you guys, this is where the creditor's role comes. Why? The third point law ये कहता है ना, then now it is creditor's choice. Now it is whose choice? Now creditor has the right to adjust the way he wants. अब बेटा ध्यान दो, यहाँ पे एक legal problem आएगी. बताओ वो legal problem क्या है? सुना नहीं? If the free hands are given to the creditors, that means in my case the seller, what is the legal problem? What if he adjusted this 10 lakhs against time bar debt? Once you give me free hands, guys, am I stupid? Guys, you tell me what the wisdom says. Yeah, should I adjust against the fresh bills or all those which are time barred? What if I adjusted against the time barred and then later on subsequently the debt is shouting and say, hey, why did you do that? Those are already time barred. How dare you to adjust against that? Is it possible to have these kinds of arguments or not? So my dear student, यहाँ पे इतना खतरनाक क्वेश्चन आ सकता है that what if creditor adjust that unexpressed amount against the time barred debt? Is it legally allowed or not allowed? बेटा मुझे एक बात बताओ, अगर मैं 3 दिन से भूखा हूँ और मुझे अलाउ किया जो चाहो वो खा सकते हो, आपकी मर्जी चलेगी, तो will I be selective और टूट पड़ूंगा? सच्ची बताओ, will I attack on the food or not? जो वेज है, यहाँ पे और वेज, जो आया वो ले लूंगा, फ्रूट सलाद आने दो, जब तक मेरा पेट फट नहीं जाता तब तक मैं खाते रहूंगा. तो guys, it doesn't matter guys, as soon as the freedom is given by the law, you can adjust the way you want, including time market, including. So the creditor's choice will be one thing we have to go, time barred debt is allowed. TBD. Try to formulate the content of the theory. Many students are complaining, so हमको याद नहीं रहता. So please learn that. Try to quantify the theory. Simple. Creditor's choice. इतना point है. Why are you reading the entire paragraph? TBD is equal to right click. But what this code tries to tell you? Time barred debt can be adjusted. Try to codify the language. What happens is like 200 pages can be summed up in 25-30 pages, 500 pages.
So can you tell more time about that?
You are absolute. That on which the 3 years lapse, then you lose the legal right to take the actions.
So that's a long time.
That's the law of Limitation Act 1963.
So when is creditor's choice applicable?
When debtors doesn't give any indications.
So when debtor either allows creditor to choose as
No! Debtor doesn't say anything.
So debtor does not give express or its right.
Nothing. He just gives the 10 lakhs but didn't say where to adjust them. Then fine. You take a call. But still some creditors are stupid. Oh my god. I have to admit. Since प्रतीक समझ में आया बात? पक्का? रितेश को डाउट है. Implied. वो implied है. क्योंकि वो प्रूवेबल है कि हाँ देखो इन दोनों का टोटल ये होता, बट वो क्लियर कट प्रूवेबल होना चाहिए। यस राघव।
So is there any way where creditor can decline the time bar debt?
Section 25. Yes. Time bar debt is claimable under what circumstances? When the debtor again gives in writing. और कल ही तो समझाया था, अंडर द एक्सेप्शंस ऑफ द नो कंसिडरेशन नो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, अगर राइटिंग में देता है अंडर हिज सिग्नेचर, देन अगेन इट्स बिकम्स क्लेमेबल फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3 years. Fourth, when none of the rules are applicable, then the payment will be appropriated according to the operation of law. Operation of, come on guys, operation of law. And this is the first one will get the first priority. Now, what do you mean by this first one and why the fourth point comes? You try to understand generally. For that, you should have the accounting knowledge. Accounting knowledge. If somebody gives me 10 lakhs rupees and let's say the account, यहाँ पे B करके का account है, B is my customer, it needs to pay me 52 lakhs, right? In my books of accounts, I will find the B's ledger, yes or no? तो मुझे बात बताओ बच्चे, ये B का ledger है यहाँ पर suppose. I need to take 52 lakhs, 0.37. He paid me 10 lakhs. He paid me 10 lakhs. I will write that I will credit in his account. This is called adjustment. Are yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But some people, just because no confirmation, they keep this in on account. What do you mean by on account? Yeah. How many of you are aware about the concept called on account? Until you go to practical internship or articleship, you don't. I think I have a doubt. सुने सर का पूछना सर on account क्या होता है?
Like off or on account like that.
No, Mr. On account means the amount which is paid but didn't adjust against the ledger. Amount just paid but didn't adjust against the ledger. Amount pay हो गया है but adjust नहीं किया.
Sir, on is not on.
On account. आपने क्या समझा? I'm giving the example बच्चे. Definition नहीं. Example देख लो. He paid me 10 lakhs but I don't know where to adjust this. So what have I done this? I created on the ledger. I have created on the ledger. देखो यहाँ पर B same party, but instead of adjusting against the 52.37, I credited his 10 here as a B's on account. या कोई भी नाम दे दिया. How many ledgers are appearing in my books of accounts? 2. Actually, this 10 lakhs supposed to be credited here. But I don't know where to adjust because sometimes we have the softwares. हमारे पास क्या है? And software allows you to adjust the amount bill. The point is, I don't know that what is the latest choice. And some people are meticulous बहुत होता है. So they put it as it is. Instead of crediting to the particular ledger, because जैसा 10 lakhs यहाँ पे डालोगे बेटा, you have to define in the software 10 lakhs but against which bill. I'm sorry अगर किसी को सीखना है प्रैक्टिकली ऑन अकाउंट क्या चीज़ होती है तो बता, मैं टैली में से आपको बता दूंगा. बिल वाइज बिल. सो व्हाट आई हैव डन, आई डोंट वांट टू टेक दिस हेडेक. तो मैंने क्या किया, आई डिडंट क्रेडिट दिस 10 lakhs here but I credited to separate ledger. Now try to understand, in one balance sheet B has the 2 ledgers. One is at the liability side, other is at the asset side. This is asset side, this is liability side. This needs to be adjusted, but instead of keep adjusting this thing, I kept this as unadjusted, and anything what is not adjusted against the dues, that's called the on account. On account समझ रहे हो? Account off नहीं हुआ है, अभी क्या है? Account off कब होता है? To the extent when adjust हो जाता है. तो आपने account open रखा है अभी तक. तो guys, on account means open account. Open account का मतलब क्या होता है? Something was not adjusted yet. So guys, the fourth situation comes to the picture when you have kept the amount in on account and you have not adjusted this at all. By the time my students, the matter went to the code. So code says now we will use the operation of law. Law क्या कहता है? First one will get the first priority. Guys, this is the topic of appropriation of payments. Guys, if you have the study material, can you find this topic and tell me where it is mentioned? मैं आपको बता दूँ guys, download this in your phone in PDF. The same module is available in PDF also. सर्च में जाकर टाइप करो appropriation of payments, आपको पेज नंबर मिल जाएगा 2.106 my dear students. This is the topic what's given in your module. But I hope you understood guys, if this small things comes to your exam, how complex it can be. Yes or no? But again, let's repeat the 4 principles. Principle number 1, adjust according to the debtor's express choice. If debtor doesn't give the express choice, then try to find the implied ways. If both of these are not working, then creditor's choice. One of the important remark is like creditors may choose to adjust against time bar also. And fourth one is what?
When the first payment is the first one.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay बच्चों, तो भाई ये खत्म हुआ, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. मीन टाइम मैं रब, अगर आपको मिला है वो पढ़ लो उसको, तो ज़्यादा वो पक्का हो जाएगा.
सर अभी हम दूसरा टॉपिक स्टार्ट करते हैं.
ब्रेक ले लेते हैं. कल आपने मेरा ख्याल रखा था, आज मैं आपका ख्याल रखता हूँ. बट 15 मिनट से ज़्यादा मत लेना सर. देखो मेरे पास बहुत कुछ है. बात यह है गाइस कि मैं लेक्चरर हूँ और पता नहीं क्यों मुझे बोलना पसंद है, मुझे कहानियाँ कहना पसंद है, मैं बोलता रहता हूँ, पर समय कम है. तो समय को थोड़ा कीजिए और आइए. थैंक यू.